Well, aloha everyone. Hope everyone is enjoying their weekend. Pretty good week overall for the market. No complaints at all. Well, actually, I do have one complaint, but we're so used to it now that it's a non-issue. But volume, where is it at? You can see the Nasdaq as we rallied each day this week. Not one day came on above average volume, but the good news is that we got quite a few clear accumulation days with volume higher than the day before. And the debt one down session that we did see the past week, we were barely down and volume was lower. So overall, nothing to really complain about because low volume is just something that we're used to at this point. But TSV is good. MACD, nope. Stochastics, nah. RSI is okay. So the good news is that we're not at this price level with overbought conditions. The bad news is that none of the oscillators are really confirming the strength. So we are susceptible to a pullback, and with the Nasdaq still not taking out the 325 high day on a closing basis, this index remains under a neutral condition. So does the Russell 2000. The Russell 2000 also has mixed oscillators, as you can see here. Stochastics and RSI actually look good, and neither one are overbought, so that's a positive. Remaining overbought for a long period of time, it's always good for this index as long as prices keep rallying higher. And as you can see, so far so well. We still didn't make that clean, even though it looks like it. We did, and I think 1264 is below 1265, so no buy signal yet on the Russell 2000. If we would have had a big, huge volume surge across the board, let's say on Friday, every model would have switched. But the only models that now switched are the S&P 500. It's retaken its important resistance levels, but once again, volume completely absent. MACD and TSV are in confirmation. Stochastics and RSI are in confirmation, so that is good news for big cap traders. NYSE, same similar situation. Buy signal, uptrend on the oscillators, big uptrend on RSI and stochastics. So everything's looking good on that end. Dow Jones Industrial Average also under confirmation, also back under a buy signal, taking out the 325 high day, which is good enough for me. I don't need this one to go because we had today what we didn't get in the other indexes, a volume surge. Also, stochastics kind of in the middle of the road, but RSI coming back through the mid-level line. Looks good overall. And then the Dow Jones Transportation Average confirming its neutral signal on Friday. Remember, we switched to a sell signal here. Didn't work out, which is good. Got that big move right here. So that put us back into neutral the very next day, following the big move off the lows, which was excellent confirmation to that reversal right there. So very good news for the bulls. And then today, further follow through. Leading index up 0.68% out of all the indexes we track. MACD still getting towards oversold level. TSV still likely to hit oversold. RSI and stochastics are oversold, so if these can start moving higher, that will be good for the Dow Jones Transportation Average. We did have a few full sells today. ANGO is a full sell. It is closing below the 200-day moving average, failing its re-add. So we were already fully taken out of this one, especially me personally. Think back here. So right here, I was taken out of all of it, but it gave a final sell signal on an end-of-day closing basis back here. But we got a pretty strong day on the 13th of March. Big volume surge, big bop surge. It's a can slim quality stock, so it was a new long position. Set my limits that day, I believe, at 1786. Did not get hit. Got down to 1795. Nothing was taken. New long positions came up. Got rid of that limit order. That's it. So I was not long ANGO, so I avoided these losses. 25% sell signal here on the 8th. Full sell signal today. My apologies about that long signal, but once again, with the disciplined strategy, the good news is you only lose 7% on that position. And then also GBX did not work out right away. Technically, it's closing at 61.53. Whoops. Where are you going? My final cut loss level was 61.36. It obviously went below 61.36 on an intraday basis Friday, so I was taken out of the entire position. However, by an end-of-day closing basis, it's not technically a full sell. However, it lost its green bop, which is one of my reasons for the catalyst of the trade. Volume was actually heavier than the day before and above average, distribution day, and a very weak close. No big intraday support. So no matter what, it's at least a 75% sell. Now, if you want to make the 61.16 level now your new final cut loss level, sure, but to me it's 100% sell. Should have been working right away, especially with our market up on Friday. And also a few longs we're not taking, super high quality stocks. LinkedIn got shaken out of LinkedIn again. I think I re-added it. No, we were long a long time ago, and I think here I'm fully taken out. So I'm fully taken out on 313. Turned out to be, I'm thinking, a genius move, and now, of course, it has come back, and now I wish I still had LinkedIn long, especially considering it was flagged on the 9th of April. However, on an arithmetic chart, it's not really something I'm that interested in buying with that particular pattern. So I wanted it to kind of base out sideways more, but instead got a big move on Friday. I still don't want to get long LinkedIn because it's just a lot in 2 days, and look at it. Anytime this chart's kind of made a move like that before, it look at all these. It just doesn't hold it. So I'd rather be buying this one on a pullback is what I'm trying to say than on a breakout. So LinkedIn is one to watch. And Apple, God, I want to buy it so bad. I think I'm going to regret it because today's technically a volume surge on Friday. But I really, really, really need it to make a series of higher highs. And 127.35 on a closing basis is my line in the sand. I need it to close above that. I would hate to see it on Monday close like at 129.85 saying F you to me, but it might do that. But Apple's basing out nicely. I think on an arithmetic chart, you can kind of get more of an idea that it's pretty deep in a base, that it's not quite symmetrical yet, so it can need to base more sideways for me to cheat by it like I would like to. So I'm going to pass on it. The only real new long position is racks. You can just tell by looking at an arithmetic chart that on the short term, that's an outside and average true range move. Luckily, though, for us, it's only a 3% move. So even though it's outside of its average true range, we still don't risk much if we are wrong, and that's the good news. This is a CanSlim quality stock, and it's in my main perfect speculator scan stock. And there are only 71 stocks that qualify for it. So out of 71 stocks, racks, as you can see, once I pull it up, is one of them. So it's a very important long signal, so we got to take it. The good news is it's a pocket pivot point signal. BOP increased. Volume was slightly higher, obviously, or else it wouldn't have been able to produce the pocket pivot point signal. I think it was even above average. Yep. And it's coming around 50-day moving average as part of an ascending base pattern. So, and it's breaking out above the recent short-term resistance. All that's good news. So Rax is a 5% long position. And then one more speculative long position, Cara, one that I've been watching under some accumulation recently, had some pocket pivot point signals. Looks beautiful if we cut off this part of the chart and only focus on this, even though it's wild and volatile. It's beautiful on a volume, price action, and BOP basis, even though it's still kind of wide and looks loose. But that's only because, it's only 3% moves in between each of these numbers. When you go long term, we're dealing with bigger moves earlier. So it's actually kind of tight now, as you can see on a weekly compared to its early trading. But Cara, 1% ad signal, BOP, volume, price, surge. Very, very nice chart pattern. This one was only in the price volume BOP scan, so obviously it's just 1%. All right, everyone. See you in the chat room on Friday.